All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to get into the science of how we teach movement, and we're going to take a hard look at an instruction you've probably heard 1,000 times in the gym.
So, how many times have you been in a class and heard the instructor yell out, "Pull your navel to your spine"? Yeah, it's pretty much everywhere. But what if I told you that that well-intentioned advice might actually be holding you back or, even working against what you're trying to do?
Here's the thing. That cue often makes us clench our superficial abs, the six-pack muscles on the surface. But those aren't the deep, stabilizing muscles we're actually trying to hit. This can lead you to holding your breath, and most importantly, it just fails to create that crucial brain-to-muscle connection with your true deep core.
So, if the old way is flawed, what's the solution? Well, this brings us to the science of connection. It turns out the best cueing isn't just about giving an order. It's really about applied neuroscience. It's about shifting away from just yelling commands at your body and moving toward creating a real conversation between your brain and your muscles.
And this has a name. It's called functional cueing. It's basically a science with a super clear goal: to build a direct neural highway from your brain to the exact deep muscles you need to be using. This helps you completely bypass those common compensation patterns, when your body kind of cheats by using the wrong, stronger muscles to do all the work.
And this, right here, represents a huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from just telling someone what to do, like pulling your stomach, and toward guiding them to actually feel how to move correctly, from the inside out. It's really the difference between being a director and being a guide.
Okay, so how do we actually put this into practice? Well, it all comes down to a really clear, science-backed framework. Let's get into the 3 guiding principles that make functional cueing so incredibly effective.
So first, it starts with knowing your anatomical goal, like which deep muscle are you really trying to wake up. Second, and this one's a game changer, you use the power of imagery. Instead of using complicated muscle names that nobody understands, you use pictures and feelings that your brain can grab onto instantly. And third, it's about being result-oriented. You cue the desired outcome before the movement even starts, creating stability right from the get-go.
And I love this quote because it just nails the whole concept perfectly. Common cues are like yelling, "Hey, just go west." Functional cueing, on the other hand, is like a GPS giving you precise, turn-by-turn directions. It guides you to the exact destination muscle while actively routing you around all those traffic jams, which are, of course, those pesky compensation patterns our bodies love to default to.
Okay, so that's all the theory. But what does this actually look and sound like in practice? Let's get into some specific cues in action and see the kind of difference this can really make.
Let's start with the big one, the core. Instead of pull navel to spine, try this one. Imagine a corset tightening 360 degrees all the way around your waist. Can you feel that difference? This cue gets your entire deep core to wrap around you, providing true stability without just clenching the front. Or how about feeling your lower belly flatten into your underwear line as you breathe out? That directly targets that deep transversus abdominis muscle.
Now let's talk about the glutes. Squeeze your butt usually just makes people overuse their hamstrings or clench their lower back. A much more precise cue is to imagine gently drawing your 2 sitting bones together. This isolates the glute max beautifully. And similarly, instead of just saying lift your leg higher, focusing on pushing from the hip wakes up that crucial gluteus medius, which is absolutely key for pelvic stability.
And what about our posture? Pull your shoulders down can actually create a ton of tension. So instead, try this. Feel the bottom tips of your shoulder blades glide down towards your hips. This gets the lower traps working to stabilize your shoulder blades without tensing up your neck. And feeling your collarbones widen? That's a fantastic cue to open up the chest and turn on the muscles that fight against rounded shoulders.
So you're probably noticing a pattern with these examples, right? All of these new cues are designed to do one thing, and one thing only: deliver the right feeling. This is the ultimate goal. A truly great instructor doesn't just give directions. They translate deep anatomical knowledge into a sensation that you can actually feel and then replicate on your own.
And the single most powerful tool for delivering this feeling and for timing that activation, it's your breath. This quote just says it all. Breathing is the conductor's baton. It sets the rhythm for when your deep core muscles should kick in, basically orchestrating the entire movement.
So let's look at how imagery can totally transform breathing cues. On the inhale, instead of just breathe in, try feel your ribs expand sideways and back like an umbrella opening. This encourages a full 3D expansion of your rib cage. Then on the exhale, breathe out slowly, as if through a thin straw. This creates a little bit of gentle resistance, which naturally helps engage the deep abdominal wall. It's amazing.
And that really is the key takeaway here. All the anatomy books in the world won't do you any good unless you can translate that knowledge into a precise feeling. That's the real art and science of great instruction, and it comes right down to the specific words you choose to use.
The language you choose has to be strategic. Your words need to match the goal. For muscles that are weak and you need to wake them up, use active, powerful words like pull, tighten, push away. But for muscles that are already super tight and overworked, you want to use calming, passive words like melt, lengthen, release.
This whole idea of choosing just the right word for just the right muscle, it brings us to a final really powerful metaphor. We're moving away from simple instruction and into something that's more like artistry. So the question is, are you a conductor?
Think about it like this. An instructor just reads the notes on the page, but a conductor? A conductor interprets the music. They know exactly when to bring in the strings and when to quiet the brass. In the body, this means knowing precisely which muscles to activate and which ones to tell to relax. It's about creating a symphony of balanced, efficient movement, not just a bunch of noise.
So, as we wrap this up, the final question is for you. Whether you're an instructor yourself or just a student of your own body, are you simply following directions, or are you listening carefully enough to conduct a true symphony of movement? That right there, that is the power of functional cueing.